At a coronavirus press briefing in March, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson made this remarkable admission.
I'm shaking hands continuously. I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody. You'll be pleased to know, and I continue to shake hands. And I think it's very important that we, people obviously can make up their own minds. I think that Matt has said that people must make up their own minds.
Then on the 27th of March, Boris is tested positive for the virus, and on the 5th of April, this happens.
The Prime Minister has been taken to hospital. Our political editor, Beth Rigby, can join us now.
Potentially, Boris hadn't listened to his own advice.
Hand over to the experts, but our judgment is wash. Washing your hands is the crucial thing. Before you shake hands.
Or perhaps it was the numerous meetings and public events he attended during this period, shaking everyone's hands, with no clear hand washing before or after in sight. But why is this handshaking business so important and so infectious? In ancient Greece, people would embrace each other's hands as a symbol of peace, indicating neither individual had a concealed weapon. The shake aspect was introduced later in medieval times, in an attempt to dislodge any potential weapons up the other person's sleeve. It has become a staple of societal culture worldwide. Indeed, great importance is placed on pivotal handshakes. Refusing to shake someone's hand is the height of rudeness. This being said, it has to go. Eventually, as countries rear their heads from lockdown, the way we as a society greet each other with a handshake will undoubtedly have to change. Its original purpose to indicate peace and show that a person has no weapons on them has ironically been flipped on its head during recent times.
It has been revealed through medical research that shaking hands with another person presents them with millions of microscopic weapons, viruses and bacteria, some of which have the potential to cause great harm, especially in those who are old and with weakened immune systems.
In fact, modern science has known this since 1843, when Oliver Wendell Holmes proposed that common and deadly childbirth fever in women was caused by germs delivered from the hands of doctors and nurses. It was one of several discoveries that led to the recommendation that doctors should in fact wash their hands. By the early 1900s, the health risks of the handshake were widely reported in medical literature.
According to a 2013 study by Michigan State University, only 5% of people wash their hands long enough to kill the dangerous bacteria and viruses, while 15% of men and 7% of women don't wash their hands at all. Unless the rate of proper hand washing increases, then handshaking will still remain highly infectious. And in the case where hand washing doesn't improve significantly, other greeting methods may be introduced to reduce the rate of infection. A 2014 study performed in the UK showed that high-fiving halved the amount of bacteria and viruses transferred as opposed to handshakes, whereas fist bumps significantly reduced the amount of transferred bacteria and viruses. We may even see a transfer to bowing or namaste type greetings that have been commonly performed in Asia for thousands of years. Ultimately, this would be a great culture shock, but one that would dramatically reduce the amount of viruses and bacteria that are spread from person to person, limiting the amount of excess flu and virus deaths per year.